Nelson Havi has won very many cases before courts. The celebrated BBI was led by Nelson Havi. That time the judiciary was not corrupt. The rain started hitting Nelson Havi when, before he attained 15 years of practice, he wanted to be the LSK president. Matter went to court. He lost. He lost, and he was not in the ballot. That is the first beef Havi has with the judiciary. The second issue, when he was at last elected, he led the Law Society of Kenya in a manner that necessitated his impeachment from office by the judiciary. That is the second issue that makes Havi mad with the judiciary. He was impeached because of the manner, the abrasive nature, the fights he had with the secretary, the fights he had with the council members, and that the court impeached him. Third, he contested at Westlands. I endorsed him. He lost miserably. He lost very badly. Still, as if that is not enough, elections for East African Law Society that were being held in Uganda, I gave my honest opinion. An impeached person is just like my client Gachagua. He can't contest in Uganda. Against my advice, he ferried young advocates to Uganda. He lost, he abandoned them there. We had to fundraise to bring the advocates from Uganda. I know very well Mr. Havi is bitter for the dwindling fortunes of his practice. Show me one client that is paying that is represented by Havi. All briefs are from the Law Society of Kenya. I've never represented Law Society of Kenya. If fortunes change, then the briefs he was getting them by virtue of his position as the president. The market is open for anybody who is properly knowledgeable in law to practice. The judicial officers, I personally have only appeared in 2 matters, commercial matters. I never practiced commercial law. One for Desiree Rwandis, which I won. The other one was Mumias Sugar, which I lost. So anybody saying that my practice is basically at Justice Mabeya's place is misplaced. Mr. Havi has started an attack on the Chief Justice, on the Supreme Court, on the Court of Appeal, on the High Court, on the magistrates, and lastly, clerks. This attack is well funded. Is well funded by people who want to take judiciary captive, headed by Havi. You know, the judicial officers cannot call a press conference and address their issues. I know advocates who have failed to practice and make money are salivating to get those jobs if vetting comes and judicial officers are removed from office. Havi and team, you know there is JC. If you have any complaint against a judicial officer, in the performance of their duties, take that complaint to JSC. If you have any complaint against a judicial officer that is criminal in nature, take it to the DCI or take it to EACC. That is my free advice to Havi. One thing, we'll be very, very grateful and with some humility admit failure, that nobody in the judiciary or none of the advocates like me and Shadrach will enter into the arena of abuses. Havi can continue abusing people. Havi can continue abusing judges. Havi can continue abusing judicial officers. We are seeking to get instructions to make a formal complaint to the DCI over the conduct of Havi on judicial officers. The reason why judiciary is independent and is above reproach is to ensure that citizens have trust in their judiciary. Havi is inciting the public so that we go to 2007 time where people will have no confidence in the judiciary. This is similar like economic sabotage, but this is now a sabotage that I've coined, that it is a sabotage to spoil the total face of judiciary. Remember, we don't have IBC commissioners. We now, Havi and team, want everybody in the judiciary sacked. Where is this country going to go? It is a wake-up call to citizens that the likes of Havi should be stopped. From a president of the Law Society of Kenya to be returned to become a blogger is a very, very big humiliation. Very big humiliation. If anybody has a complaint against the JC or judges and magistrates, there are procedures to be followed. Let Havi and team not use mob lynching to achieve what they are funded. They have been funded heavily. We shall defend the judiciary because that is the cornerstone of the independence of this country. Havi, my brother, have no problem. Have no problem with you. Cases are not won by how long your beard is. Cases are won by how prepared and knowledgeable you are. So the judges will not give you orders because of a long beard or a small white hair. The judges will give you orders based on the arguments, the evidence, and the law.